hopefully keep the light, keep this going. Oh, John, I always thought, here's what's gonna happen is your mom and I are gonna have 5 girls, and I'm going one more time. Come on, I need a son. And then, our third child was a boy, so that got taken care of. I didn't have to worry about that anymore. Yeah, I think you and I would have been identical twins. We'd grown up together, been born the same day. I mean, I think you and I were the same way, the same clumsiness, the same, proudest thing you ever did, John, is you quit taking Ritalin and all that shit. What, for your junior year? I think it was. Whenever it was, and I mean, you did that on your own. It wasn't something that, and you coped, and you were doing good, and it was time, to not be taking that anymore. So you haven't talked to me in 4.5 years, almost 5. Coming up another 4 months, it'll be 5. And it's funny, John, because I get you. I know why you're doing it. I probably did the same things for the same reason that you're doing this. That's just, the way it is. No, I love you. I'm proud of you. It's what you've done, what you've been through. You've done good, John. From what I've heard, your Air Force career, coming out of basic, that number one. I mean, isn't he the asshole that everybody makes fun of, the number one guy? I mean, nobody really wants to be the number one guy. Number 2, to 10 is great, but the number one guy is he's something different about him. But that's great, John. I mean, I love it, because that means, you probably went through your at your Air Force career like that with the same attitude. So, hey, Jason, you wanted your mama since the day you were born. I don't know that I was jealous of that, but I had to fight that a little bit. You growing up, as you didn't want me, you didn't want anybody else, Alicia. You wanted your mama, and that from the day you were born, that's the way it's been. And that's nature. There's nothing I could do about that. You said that back in the day when in high school, you were in high school, and I was calling John, but I wasn't calling you. I truly wonder if you wish I had, and if I had called you, if it would have made a difference, in the way you treated me, in the way that, I love you, Jason. Our family probably wasn't very healthy, but it fucking revolved around you. Everybody, the whole family knows what I mean. I mean, your soccer was like the number one thing, and that I don't know that was the healthiest thing for you or us, but that's what we did. I had fun doing it. I don't regret doing it, but possibly. Anyway, Madison, I've said it. Don't know if I ever said it to you, man. Take a picture of Elena, that last one we have. She's in that whatever buttony dress or whatever. And a picture of you at 17 months, and it looks like the same child. After Elena, she dies at 17 and a half months. I mean, everything just boom, it's done. It's not going to happen. There's no graduating kindergarten. There's no, that first skinned knee, that first broken heart, that first, graduating, that, second graduating, hopefully getting married, having kids. I mean, all that stuff just boom is cut off. That, no more. I mean, we're done. It's, so when you came along, it scared me to death that, something would happen. It scared me to death. Anything happened to all our kids. I mean, we moved into a house with the pool with a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old. I don't know. You guys are probably 8, 6, and 4. That was after Madison chipped her chin with the side of the pool. Stopped turning and jumping as she jumped in the pool, jumping and turning. So anyway, it it was like God gave me another chance at Elena when your mom had you, and you know, I kind of loved it because with John, Jason, and Maddie, you guys would make the smallest sound in your crib, and your mom was up and checking on you, and I'm just rolling back, going to sleep because everything's okay. I mean, she's, you know, usually it was to get up and nurse you guys or whatever, that, you know, something I couldn't do. But I mean, you know, after Elena, she was, anytime at night, man, I'd get a full night's sleep, not have to get up, because she would just jump up and be in there checking you. You know, that's I guess the difference between a mom and a dad is dad just rolls back over. So, you know, I didn't watch you, Elena, like helicopter parent, but I'm Madison, but I watched you, man. I was always aware of you. If you were in the same vicinity, I was, you know, just aware. I mean, you didn't have my full attention all the time, but I mean, I knew where you were. I knew what you were doing. I knew that, you know, people you were around, if you were safe, you know, usually, you know, you're safe, but I, you have a child. It's going to be the ultimate, you know, thing that Elena didn't get to do. So, you know, we got another chance at Elena. You know, you finished healing my heart, Madison. You were the one that, there were days I'd get up and go to work just because I knew, you know, I'm taking care of you, you know, all the shit your mom and I and everything else in the family. And, you know, I knew that wasn't why I was getting up and going to work. But you know, you were the focus. You were, you know, I'd want to come home and see you. I'd want to, you know, go do stuff with you, man. When you were Little Miss Palmdale and I got to go do shit with you and be on Little Miss Palmdale's arm, man, I loved it. You were the one that, you know, finished healing my heart. You know, I could go on. I could get on with life. I could say, okay, you know. Notice I haven't talked about Alicia yet. I'm saving her for last. I made it through a lot of those years because of you, Madison. You know, because all you kids, but, you know, people go, well, be good, John. And I'd go, I'd have to. I got 4 kids, man. You know, and what are you going to do? Go out there and, you know, get in trouble, steal stuff, kill people, whatever, and, you know, not take care of your family? No, not really. So, you know, amazes me to look back and to see, you know, that your mom and I got through Elena and her dying and the way she was taken from us. And talked to Rusty, man. He didn't have any of that when I asked about Andrew. And I asked 3 times, I'm going, let's go up and sit over a campfire. I'd like to talk to you about it. And he just was cold. Oh, yeah, let's do that, you know. But he didn't have any change whatsoever. I just went, this guy killed his son, and then he killed Mirsad Sarek. He is a murderer. He is a cold-blooded killer. And I don't know what's going to happen here. Nobody is going to do anything. Nobody is going to do anything about that murdering family up there. I'm a warrior of God. I've been praying, like, God, what do you want of me? What do you want me to do? Do I just let it go? Forgive them? Forget them? I've prayed about this since Madelyn died. What do you want me to do? When Madelyn died, I'm thinking, okay, you know, there's no proof that Rusty Sage killed Mirsad Sarek. You know, I can't prove it. I can't come up with anything. The gun is in Dell's hand. He came visit us in the hotel. I was asking him, we were both asking him where the guns were, Madelyn too, man. And he's going, I don't know, man. They must have got packed up when the shippers came in. You know, and then I get a text from Rusty after Madelyn died. Oh, we have the guns. You know, that motherfucker lied to me again, man. He's got the gun that Mirsad killed himself with. I've been asking God, what do you want me to do? I've gotten on my knees. I've screamed out up there in the middle of Palo Alto, up, you know, in the middle of the forest. I have not gotten an answer yet. And I have this on my heart. You know, nobody else will do anything. Charlie, you know, from the very beginning, way back when, you know, he's talked about Dell and the good old boy club here in Squim, you know, the sheriffs or whatever. You know, when I went and reported Dell when he threatened me at Christmas, you know, I go, I go, Delman Sage, man. And the guy goes, the deputy goes, oh, yeah, we know Delman Sage. He talked about his cattle getting loose and something else. He wouldn't go into it. You know, and when Charlie started talking good old boy club, I was skeptical. I'm going, I don't see it, you know, but all it would take is, you know, a little money. He made money off of Madelyn. He had money to be a part of the good old boy club, if that is. I consider Judy as threatening as Rusty or Dell. I consider her just as threatening to my life. And I didn't start this. All I did was marry Madelyn. That's the only thing I did. If those people, if all they had done was put 50% energy into helping me take care of Madelyn, the way they did trying to fuck with me, I would have gone along with it. I would have said, oh, this looks all on the up and up. This is a great deal, man, the way they came in here and worked it. And, you know, they put 30 years of muscle and blood and sweat into it. You know, I get it. I'm not there to take it away from them. That's not mine. But then to find out how they were taking it, because Mirsad Sarek expressed kicking them out. Madelyn had grounds. She said that she made a, you know, whatever this codicil and whatever agreement she made, her attorney made her put in there that she could kick them out, you know, at her discretion or whatever. And she didn't want to put that in there, but he made her and he talked her into it. And so she had it, you know, and those people, they were, you know, it makes me wonder because I went, Madelyn and I had moved in and I went and we got her power of attorney to Mindy Blanchard. We got that revoked, got that recorded. And then we got the power of attorney put into Madelyn's name. I wouldn't take it. I mean, she was going, let's do it, John. And I'm going, I'll do your medical power of attorney all day, man. That's no problem. But I won't take your monetary power of attorney. And, you know, I don't understand how Mindy Blanchard has had the power of attorney taken away and she is still dealing with Madelyn's probate. So that is like, I mean, there is absolutely, you know, I didn't get my $1,200 stimulus because I filed taxes with Madelyn last year that got put into her account. And Mindy Blanchard is in charge of that and will not. Applied at the University of Oregon, man. I thought, here we go. I'd like to do this, man. I want to get a degree in psychology. No, I want to get a master's degree in psychology, and I want to go counsel caregivers is what I want to do. That, if I ever make money as a caregiver again, that's where I will make money is you know, I want to, you know, be able to counsel people that went through what I went through, you know, help them come out of the other side. You know, coming through that, I realized I was in like some major PTSD and I was right on the edge. That was so scary in and of itself, is to realize how close I was and, you know, how much danger I had been in, how scared I still was. I felt like a spy coming in out of the cold, man. It's like, you know, you're under fear for so long, and it just becomes a daily thing. And when the fear is gone, you still have the fear, you know, and you got to learn to deal with that. And that, how you learn to deal with that is you go out and you do human being things. You go out and you become a human being again. You know, and I had a touch of it. I have no clue what these guys are coming back with, but I have a touch of it, and I have an inkling of maybe being able to help some people, you know, and that's what I want. The fear I lived in, man, that, wow, that was so, you know, David kind of kicked me out of his house, and then 2 days in Paulsbo, and I want to get my credit cards back because I know nothing's going to happen. I called Alicia the next day. Oh, we're driving down Palmdale Boulevard, and I'm going, so you're not coming. Nobody is coming. And so I said, David, man, bring me my credit cards back. And he goes, okay, I'll be there. And then I, you know, going, okay, when? You know, I texted him when, you know, and I'm sitting there waiting for him. Checkout time's 11, man. I check out, I leave, man. And he shows up like at 1 o'clock, and he's like, well, it's on my time, not anybody else. I'm going, you know, fuck you, David. Fuck you. Just send him in the mail. And then he sends me this letter, goes, you know, he thinks I'm just a fucking puddle on the floor of that ER. And he goes, I want to be your power of attorney. You know, and it's like, fuck you, David. You didn't fucking get me. You had no clue what I was going through that day. You know, I went to 7, 8 places that first week. I called the FBI. They called me back. I wish I'd have handled it differently. You know, nobody was helping me. I did not get what I thought I needed. It was like, you know, I thought that, you know, I needed my kids there. I thought I needed to talk to somebody. I thought I needed, that's what I wanted when I went to the ER. So we're at 17 minutes, and I don't have an editor yet, so we're going to cut this short and we'll go on again.